Hello! If you are watching this video, that means your baby is 6 months old or almost 6 months old and they are ready to start weaning, or you're looking for a bit of advice before you start weaning them. So weaning is the process when we're cutting down on the formula milk, on the breast milk, and starting to give baby real foods. We suggest it starts at 6 months. Some mums do it before. And actually back in the 70s, the advice was to start at 3 months, and in the 80s, the advice was to start at 4 months. But since around 2003, that's changed to 6 months. And I think it was even reviewed back in 2018, and it's still 6 months. Basically, your baby's body is more mature, the tummy is more mature, their intestines more mature to be able to take solid foods and digest them properly. So that is the reason why 6 months is the time, the age that is given to start solids. There's also a few other things you need to check before weaning your baby. So they need to be able to sit up on their own independently and hold their head. If your baby's not quite doing this at 6 months, don't worry yet. Just hold off, maybe speak to your pediatrician or your health visitor if you're concerned, but just give them a little bit of time. So they need to be able to sit upright independently, hold their head, they need their hand and eye coordination to be able to put foods into their mouths. So they need to be able to do that. And there's also a reflex with the tongue. If you put food in your baby's mouth and they're pushing it out with their tongue, that means they're not quite ready to start solids yet. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is a few things you might need before your weaning journey. There's also two types of weaning as well. There's baby-led weaning. That is when baby feeds themselves. So you don't puree the foods. You just give them foods as finger foods and they feed themselves. There is lots of different advice how to cut the foods for different ages. If you follow Solid Starts on Instagram or download their ebook or whatever they've got, they give really, really good advice on how to cut foods, how to prep foods for baby-led weaning. So baby-led weaning is when the baby feeds themselves. And the research behind it is usually babies are less fussy if they are able to feed themselves. They're more adventurous, they try more things. So that and they're actually less likely to choke, because if you're putting a spoon in their mouth, sometimes they're in more control of their body. So try not to worry too much about them feeding themselves and choking. Obviously, make sure you're cutting the foods correctly and things like that. That's why I'm suggesting looking at Solid Starts, because that's what they advise. They give appropriate ways of cutting foods ready for weaning. And the other way then to wean your baby is by spoon feeding them. So that is pureeing the food, putting it on a spoon, and then feeding them. Here comes a big aeroplane, like that. Whichever way you decide to do it, that's your decision as a mum or dad. You are your baby expert. You need to feel comfortable feeding your baby, whether it's with a spoon or baby-led weaning. So that is your choice how you want to do it. I'm just here to give you different ideas and explain a few things for you. So you decide what's best for you and what's best for baby. It's no point a mum or a dad trying baby-led weaning and panicking and worrying and not being able to sit at a table with your baby and just panicking all the time. Take it step by step. Maybe try, some people do half and half, maybe try a little bit of baby-led weaning, maybe with like the melty things that you can get, and do spoon feeding. So it's up to you as a mum. You are your baby expert. I say that in all my classes. You know what's best for you and your baby. So a few things I want to show you what you might need before you start weaning. So you need your high chair. So your baby can sit around the table with you. It's nice to try and get at least one meal a day as a family for that social aspect, so baby can chat with you and know what happens at meal times. It's not always possible, I know that. Just try and do it when you can, because babies' eating schedules might be different to yours. But that's just something, that's like the social side of it. Equipment wise, these are different things that I suggest that you get. So these are suction plates. This is by Bamboo. There's all different ones you can get, and they will stick to your baby's high chair because they'll start throwing their food and throwing their plates. So yeah, baby-led weaning is messy. And if you can avoid them throwing the plate, you're winning. This plate has got different sections. You can get ones without the sections. Some mums like to separate their foods, some mums don't. Some things online tell you it's better not to separate them because it's good for the food to be touching. Or well, when I used to use these ones, I'd put like 2 types of fruit in one. So they're still like mixing it a bit. You just don't want your baby to want all their food separated. So there are different types of plates you can get. You can get like the rubbery silicone type ones as well, but I used to find they didn't stick very well. But everybody's different, try them out. Talking of mess, you should really invest in a splash mat. This one is slip proof. So if you've got a tiled floor or wooden floor, especially if you're doing it in the kitchen, it won't slip, because some of them are a bit slidey. So this is a good type of one you can get. Or when the baby's throwing the food everywhere, then it all goes in the splash mat. Much easier to clean up. You don't have to clean your whole kitchen or your whole dining room, wherever you're feeding your baby. So a splash mat is a great idea. Also a bib. So I got the bibs that caught the food down here. There's all different bibs you can get. To be honest, I didn't end up using a lot of bibs. Everybody's different, every mum is different. I will link a lady on this video, Baby Charlie. This is a lady who used to come to my classes, and she does lots of promotions with this bibido, might be saying that wrong, but it's the bib that goes all over the baby and long sleeves. So baby's clothes don't get all messy and it's much easier to clean up. So she's got some discount codes on her Instagram page. So I'll link her to this video. And she's also got discount codes for these as well. So these are Tum Tum water bottles. And these are really good because they've got a weight at the bottom. So it will always be at the bottom, able for baby to suck. You can start giving your baby, water from 6 months old. You can buy different types of baby water depending on what country you're in. Just check what type of water you should be using. In the UK, I think tap water is fine. So just make sure your tap water is fine to give baby. But yeah, baby should start learning to suck between 6 and 9 months old. Give them a go. Just keep offering it to them. They suck their bottles. They've got that sucking reflex. They've had that from birth. They just might need to figure out that it's this way, it's at a different angle. Most babies get it quite quickly though, so don't worry. There's lots of advice out there if you need a little help to support your baby to suck. If your baby's not sucking, and you want to try something else too, these little cups are fantastic. As peas, or any small cup, getting your baby to hold the cup together, lift to drink. So really learning how to drink properly. They're obviously baby sized, they're super cute, don't fill it to the top, and it just really helps your baby learn how to drink from a cup. So these can be given from 6 months too. Again, they're really messy, so don't forget your splash mat or your bibs, but this is really, really nice for your baby to use. A spoon that I suggest as well are these bendy spoons, so with a bendy head. They're just easier if you are spoon feeding, they're an easier way to feed your baby. And even if you're baby-led weaning, I still gave my little girl purees, even though I tried my best with baby-led weaning. You'll need a few of them because you can get your baby to hold the yogurt or whatever's on it and feed themselves, but they don't like leaving go of the spoon. So you'll need 3 because you need one in this hand, and then one for you to scoop and give it to them or swap it round. So then you put the food back on that spoon, take the other spoon. So they've got a spoon, they've got the spoon with food, and then they feed themselves. So yeah, you need a lot of spoons, even if you're baby-led weaning. And I just like these bendy ones. I find some of them are a bit stiff. So these are good spoons. I think I had these from Boots actually. Worth investing in. I was going to say something else about baby-led weaning too. Testing your baby for allergies. So give your baby like 8 different foods that aren't the high allergy risk foods before trying any allergy foods. I'll tell you what those are now. Also, when you give an allergy food, just leave like 4 or 5 days, just say a week, to try a different one. Always give your baby an allergy food in the morning, because then you'll be able to, you've got more time to see if a reaction develops. If you give them a allergy food in the night and then put them to bed, you might not see if they get a rash or anything like that. And if they did have a severe reaction, you've got time to, if it's the morning, you've got time to do whatever you need to do. So the allergy foods are peanuts. Obviously, never give your baby peanuts, whole peanuts, because they are a choking hazard. The NHS advice is actually not to do that until they're 5 years old. So don't give them whole nuts, but you can put like peanut butter or cashew nut butter on a little rice cake or something like that for them to try. The first time you do it, just give a little smidge of peanut butter and then just monitor them, make sure they're not getting any reactions. So there's peanuts, make sure there's no nut allergy. There's wheat, so testing that in the morning, different breads, cereals, stuff like that. There's a dairy allergy as well, a yogurt, milk. Hopefully you'd know if there was a dairy allergy by now, by 6 months, but you never know. Just test it in the morning time. What else is there? And fish. So I remember giving Leela like a prawn at 8 o'clock in the morning, a tiny bit of prawn, just because I wanted to test that allergy out on her. And keep giving your babies these foods, because research has shown that early introducing these high allergy foods early does decrease the risk of them developing an allergy. So keep giving them like a bit of peanut butter when you know they're not allergic to it, every 2 or 3 weeks, whenever, just so they don't develop an allergy. So yeah, that is my weaning advice today. I hope it helps. Have fun. Weaning is fun. It's messy, but it's fun. Seeing your baby's reactions to all the different things that they try. Yeah, it's good. So, and the people I recommend that you follow are Solid Starts, Baby Charlie, and What Mummy Makes has some really, really good has some really good, not just baby-led weaning, all recipes for baby, and also ones that you can eat as well, so you don't have to keep making different meals all the time. Yeah, have fun. Send me some photos of your baby making a mess. I love to see them with food all over their faces and food all over your house, and good luck with all that. So I hope the splash mats will help. I hope the bibs will help. Enjoy the weaning journey. Bye.